Did you know that every year, 70% of deaths are caused by chronic diseases? And one of the biggest reasons for chronic diseases are because of eating unhealthy or highly processed foods. We have the problem of a lack of access to affordable, healthy foods in America, and a lot of people are suffering as a result. My name is Tina, and I have a personal interest in nutrition. I have read a lot of books about nutrition, and I myself struggle with finding affordable food options, even while living in a city. So, what problem are you having with nutrition, and why is this important? Millions of people every year die from diabetes, heart disease, obesity, and one of the biggest causes of this is because they don't have access to affordable, nutritious food options. And as a result, they're starting to get these chronic diseases. Emily Brown from the Milken Institute found that a lot of people did want to eat healthier foods. However, they were constrained by different factors such as lack of transportation, a lack of sources of food or stores, or different financial constraints, and therefore they resorted to eating unhealthy food instead. Nutrition is the foundation of our lives, and food experts found different food deserts, which are regions of land that have a lack of resources to nutritious foods. And Dr. Furman found that the people that live in these food deserts often have to resort to eating a lot of unhealthy and highly processed foods. And a lot of the time, as a result, they have 7 times the likeliness of having the risk of early life stroke. An article done by the difference between healthier foods and unhealthier foods found that healthy foods were twice the price of the junk foods at different markets. And this was done a study of their average price per serving. But what can we do about this? How can we end the suffering? I believe that we can make some changes in our food distribution system. There isn't a lack of food or a shortage of food. There is just a lack of ways to get the sources out to all different people. The Borderless Charity states that one of the biggest ways that we can do to helping these food sources is by creating farmers markets or food hubs to make it more accessible and bring more sources to different communities and different consumers. The Borderless Charity found that a lot of consumers did really want to go to the sources of nutritious and affordable food. However, the transportation and the distance really stopped them. And the Borderless Charity found that once we were able to create these closer sources, we got to cut down a lot of the costs that it takes to get to these sources, and therefore makes it more affordable and accessible for people to have nutritious food. Many would also, there's it also cuts down costs because of the supply chain, because farmers usually get to a farmer, to a distributor, then to a retail store, then to your home. However, by doing these farmers markets tactics, we get straight from farm to table, and we cut out the costs of having the middlemen, which makes it more affordable. But some might believe that this still won't work and we won't make it accessible to more people this way. And what I have to say is that farmers markets are not permanent. They are pop-ups that go around, and we can open in different parts of the city and utilize the different days of the week to kind of give an opportunity to different consumers to have access to these sources and have access to these farmers markets. But what would this look like? If we were able to get these farmers markets and perfectly do farm to table, then we would really get an access of at least one day a week for these different consumers to have a way of getting affordable and nutritious foods. And as a result, we would really see like a lower rate in the chronic diseases, and we wouldn't see such a high number of people dying from heart disease and obesity and diabetes. But if we were to do nothing about this problem, then we would still have a lot of people resorting to eating junk food and unhealthy food. And as a result, we would see a lot of high percentages of chronic diseases still, and we would see the lifespans of people still declining. But how can we push for this? How can we, try and get this solution moving a little better? We can call our representatives, our local representatives, our federal representatives, and as well as presenting the offer to local farmers. And one way we can get in contact with them is house.gov has all the local and federal representatives contact info on there. And we can give them a call, we can send them letters, we can send them emails and kind of urge them and really try to get them to make a change in their community that would bring so much good. And we can also use the internet as a resource and, use the maps as finding the local farmers in our areas and try and get them to come in and use this tactic of having farmers markets, which also benefits the farmers, and there's an incentive for them to increase their profits. As you can see now, the lack of affordable, nutritious food is a big problem and is completely real and urgent to our communities. And it's something that we need to work on if we want to bring down the chronic disease rate and if we want to, not decline our lifespans. We can really fix this issue if we work together to create a better food distribution system with examples such as having the better farmers markets and food hubs, then we can make healthy, affordable food more accessible to different consumers. And we've done this by contacting our local boards, our federal representatives, and our farmers by offering the opportunity to them. And this way, we have decreased the chronic disease rate and the declining lifespans of our communities. So yeah, thank you.